And if all that you have lived to this day, your pains, your intuitions, the silences that no one has understood, were in fact signs of an ancient spiritual mission that was born under the sign of Scorpio carries, Scorpion is not just a sign, it is a brand, an ancestral code recorded in the soul of those who came to the world with a much greater purpose than they appear. Do you feel that you were born with a burden you can't explain? Have you noticed how your foreboding is almost always confirmed? As if something inside you knew too much, even when the world around still sleeps? This is not just a feature, it is a call. Scorpio is the silent guardian of the Zodiac, he who carries ancient secrets, invisible evidence and pain that forges spiritual warriors. Edgar Cayce, the sleeping prophet, said that the Scorpions were chosen for deep transformation processes, not just themselves, but all around, and that there are 3 hidden signs that manifest themselves early on the lives of these chosen ones. Do you feel your way was harder than others, which carries a kind of energy that attracts as much love as fear? You may not have come here by chance. Perhaps her soul is about to remember what she has never forgotten completely. If you are Scorpion or carry this energy inside you, get ready. What will be revealed now can transform your vision about everything you have ever lived. And at the end of this video, you may finally understand why you were marked by the invisible. But before revealing the 3 signs that reveal this mission hidden in the heart of Scorpio, I want to ask you something simple but powerful. If at some point of these words you felt a shiver, an old memory, or that feeling of "this is about me," so this video is talking to your soul. And when this happens, it is no coincidence. Comment down here, "I feel this mission," or "this truth found me." Your comment is not just an answer, it's a confirmation ritual. It is the way you seal you. Recognize this energy within you. Scorpio needs to be recognized, not around the world, but for himself. And when you write, you activate this recognition. Also leave your like, because it shows YouTube itself that this message needs to reach more people who carry the same call. Maybe unknowingly, you are being the channel to arouse another Scorpio soul that has not yet understood your pain or your power. And if you are not already subscribed here on the channel, this is the time. Here, each video is a fragment of a greater truth, and the journey we are walking is not for everyone. It is for those who hear, feel, and know that they were not born to live a common life. Then, subscribe now and enable notifications. What's next will play parts of you who didn't even know they were dormant. Now, are you ready to find out the first sign of Scorpio's hidden mission? Do you feel your pain is not in vain? As if, deep down, there was something bigger behind everything you have ever lived. The losses, the silences, the restarts. As if this intensity that dwells in you were not just a personality trait, but a code. A silent, deep, spiritual call. Something that is not explained with logic, but shouts within the soul. Something that no one around you seems to understand completely, but that you always carry. What if all this is true? What if your intensity, your intuition, your ability to feel beyond the visible signs that you didn't come into the world by chance? Because Scorpios are not born to live on the surface. They dive, they face, they break and then reborn. They feel what others avoid, realize what others ignore. They dream of things that look like messages, and present changes even before they happen. Perhaps you have already experienced experiments in which you simply knew what was going to happen. Strange dreams, internal warnings, inexplicable synchronicities, random times, meetings that seemed predestined. This is not imagination. This is tune with a larger plan. Scorpion was not designed to fit the world as he is. Scorpio is the portal that connects the visible to the invisible, the conscious to the unconscious, the present to the eternal. Edgar Cayce said that those born under this sign were instruments of collective transformation. This means that Scorpio not only goes through change processes, it is change. Where it arrives, something breaks, a truth comes to light, a cycle closes, a karma dissolves. Therefore, the lives of these people often seem heavier, because they are old souls who agreed to carry a much greater purpose than themselves. Have you ever noticed how the pain seems to follow Scorpio? Not for punishment, but because pain is the path of tuning of the soul that came to teach. Scorpio learns by cutting, evolves by loss, grows through shadow frog. It is not weakness, it is initiation, a spiritual preparation, an old mission that begins early, still in childhood, when she is already dislocated, misunderstood too sensitive, too strong, too intense. This makes the Scorpio over time develop a rare type of power, the power of silent presence. He doesn't have to talk to impact. He feels, note, and when it speaks, moves structures. There is something in your look that denounces an ancestral depth, something that bothers, that attracts, that scares. It is the spiritual magnetism of a soul that has already crossed many existences, and even without consciously remembering, it still carries fragments of each of them. No wonder Scorpio is so linked to the hidden, the invisible, spirituality, the deep layers of being. He does not seek simple answers. He wants to go to the bottom. He wants what is real, even if he donates. And that is precisely why most people can't keep up with their vibration. Many move away. Others judge. But those who really feel, know, behind the hard shell there is an extremely sensitive, loyal, transformative soul. This journey, however, is not lonely, because although it seems that no one understands what you feel, there are thousands of people right now going through the same sensations, people who were also marked, who also feel they do not belong, who also carry wounds that have become portals. And that's why you're here. This message has found you because your soul is ready, ready to remember who it is, ready to activate the mission, ready to stop fleeing the pain and start deciphering it. And even if you don't understand everything now, there's something inside. You've recognized. That has already felt this call. That was thrilled with these words. Because it's not new. It is a souvenir. It is a part of yours that always knew it was not like the others. That was born with something more. An unusual sensitivity. A silent force. An intuition that saves. A look that sees beyond. A void that only fills itself with truth. So listen carefully to what your body feels now. Did your heart accelerate? Did your eyes fill? Was any memory activated? This is no coincidence. It's tune. It is the spiritual seal manifesting itself. And this connection cannot be ignored. Ela es sagrada. She is old. She is in you. If you got here feeling all this, then it's time to talk, to assume, to seal this moment. Comment now down here. I carry this energy. Or if you prefer something more direct, write, this truth has found me. These words are not just comments. They are spiritual statements. These are confirmations that you are ready to follow. And if you haven't left your like in this video yet, do it now. Because when you interact with this message, you strengthen it, and it helps to awaken other souls that, like you, were expecting this call. If you are not subscribed to the channel yet, you subscribe now. This is not just a series of videos about signs. It is a spiritual journey, a map that will take you back into yourself. The first sign of Scorpio's hidden mission is silent, but inevitable. Pain. Not any pain, but the one that marks, shapes, and heals inside. The pain that arrives early without license and forces the soul to mature ahead of time. For those who carry this energy, there is no lasting innocence. Since childhood, Scorpions have lived losses that they do not know how to name, face silences that adults do not understand, plunge into emotions that others avoid, and as much as they try to deny or forget, these moments become portals that push them into their own spiritual destiny. It is often at this point that the most sacred and most painful process of all begins, the Renaissance. Edgar Cayce, known as the Sleeping Prophet, stated that Scorpio is the most died and reborn sign within his own life, not once, but several. With each loss, with each cut, with each collapse, the Scorpio is pulled into itself as those who dive into a deep well, just to discover in the background a new version of itself, even stronger, even more wake. This cycle of death and rebirth is not random. He is the first seal of the hidden mission that Scorpio carries. And when I speak in death, I don't speak of physical death, but of the death of old identities, of masks, of illusions. Scorpio is forced to leave behind what is not real, and it hurts. It hurts because it involves detachment. It involves abandoning versions of yourself that no longer serves, relationships that do not evolve, paths that do not feed the soul, friends who move away, cycles that close without explanation. But it is in this process that Scorpio becomes transforming what was born to be, someone capable of crossing the shadows and returning wisely. The spiritual life of those who carry this sign will never be light in the superficial sense, but it will be deep, and this depth is a rare gift. The pain, however cruel, is a sacred tool. She wakes up, she cleanses, she tuns the intuition. What's more, it creates the space necessary for the birth of spiritual gifts. Many people report that after a phase of intense suffering, they began to feel things that had never felt before, such as premonitions, revealing dreams, subtle perceptions, acute sensitivity to energies and intentions. This is no coincidence. It is a consequence. The pain opened the door. True Scorpions carry the memory of the battles they faced in their eyes. This is why you will rarely see a Scorpion complaining shallowly. They know, silently, that pain has shaped them, that each scar was a baptism, that each loss was a preparation, and that makes them strong. But not in the common sense of strength. It is not an aggressive, noisy force. It is a silent force that moves in the invisible, a force that understands that not everything can be explained, but everything can be felt. This brand of transformation is also reflected in the energy field. The field of a Scorpio is dense, magnetic, unsettling. People realize this even without understanding. Some feel attracted, some uncomfortable, but no one is indifferent. It is as if the soul said, "I've been where you fear going." And this presence by itself already carries a healing power, but also of confrontation, because Scorpion active in other people what they try to hide. He sees through the facade, feel what is behind the words. He sees wounds that were not even said, and that often scares. The first sign, therefore, is this: pain as a way, the pain as a key, the pain as a school. And if you are Scorpion, or if you carry this energy strongly on your astral chart, you are likely to have gone through at least one of these renaissance processes. Maybe more than one. Maybe it's passing now. And if applicable, no, you are not failing. You are aligning yourself, because that is your process. You came to transform, but before that, it came to be transformed. Therefore, never compare your journey with that of other signs. Never think you are late or wrong for not having a light or linear life. You came with a spiritual mission, and the first step of this mission was to make you feel what no one would endure, not to punish you, but to cut you, to prepare you, to remind you that your soul carries the mark of something old, deep and sacred, something that needs to die several times to finally flourish. If so far you have felt touched by these words, if something in you vibrated even without understanding why, then it's time to recognize yourself, to assume, to declare, to the universe and for yourself, that you carry this energy. Right here in the comments, I carry this energy. Or if you want something even stronger, pain has transformed me. Each time someone writes, more people feel authorized to also recognize their spiritual truth. And this is how this chain of Scorpion souls begins to strengthen itself. If this video is talking to you, leave your like, not for me, but for you, to seal this moment. And if you are not subscribed to the channel, subscribe. Have you noticed how the silence of a Scorpio is never empty? It is not the result of shyness or pride. It is an instinctive choice, a natural shield, an ancestral protection that the soul carries without even knowing how to explain. The silence of those who carry the Scorpion energy is not absence, it is presence. It is the presence of something older, deeper, wiser. It is as if the universe itself, through this sign, said, not everything can be said, not everything must be revealed. And those who feel it early on, learn to observe more than talk, to feel more than react. This is the second sign of Scorpio's spiritual mission, silence as a sacred tool, a silence that is actually listening to the invisible, listening to the lines, listen to what is not being said. Scorpions have the ability to perceive layers that go unnoticed by other signs. They read intentions, capture vibrations, understand others' emotions without anyone having to explain, and so often they prefer not to expose themselves, because they know that what they feel goes far beyond what others would bear to hear. There is a deep wisdom in this containment. It is not fear or insecurity, but of spiritual discernment. The Scorpion soul carries ancient codes that have been sealed in other existences. These are memories, knowledge, internal truths that cannot be delivered to anyone, because not everyone would know what to do with it. Scorpio feels it instinctively. And that is why it keeps so much. That's why it protects itself so much. Because you know, even if unconsciously, that part of your mission involves carrying these truths until the right time comes, until the right person appears, until the world is ready. This kind of silence does not isolate. He filters. It protects. He keeps energy. Scorpio understands that words have power, and so don't waste yours. He chooses where he speaks, who he speaks, when he speaks, because you know that often what needs to be said is not ready to be understood, and what is ready to be understood rarely needs to be said. This intuitive wisdom is more than a personality feature. It is a spiritual seal. It is a gift of those who came into the world with an invisible responsibility to support truths that will only be revealed when time is conducive. Many people confuse this behavior with coldness or disinterest, but who has eyes to see perceives the opposite. Scorpion feels everything, all the time, but it does not demonstrate immediately, because everything you feel goes first through a deep filter of internal analysis, energy, connection, spiritual intuition. And this process is silent. It's intimate. It is lonely, many times, but it is also extremely powerful, because it allows Scorpio to act precisely, accurately, almost surgical, when it decides to finally move or pronounce. There is also a form of spiritual protection in this silence. Scorpio is one of the most energetically targeted signs. Because it is intense, sensitive, and deeply connected to the invisible, it attracts all kinds of energy. Good energies, yes, but also dense, confusing, fragmented energies. And it is precisely silence that often keeps it protected, because the less it reveals, the less it exposes itself. The less it is explained, the more it remains invisible to those who would only come to suck their light. The shield is not invisible armor. It is not said, on the contained, in the unveiled. And more than that, Scorpio's silence is also a language. It is through it that many messages are passed. A look, a presence, a subtle gesture, a planned absence. All this speaks, and speaks a lot, because Scorpio energy doesn't have to scream. She vibrates, and this vibration, when aligned with its mission, becomes magnetic. This is why so many people feel attracted to Scorpions, even without understanding why. Because they feel that there is something different there, something strong, something that does not give itself easily. But this gift also requires responsibility. Not every silence is healthy. Not every containment is protection. Sometimes the Scorpio closes too much, isolates itself, moves away from the light itself, and when this happens, silence becomes prison, and the soul, which should be a channel of revelation, begins to get sick by excessive retention. Therefore, part of the mission is to learn to balance, recognizing when silence is wisdom, and when he became an escape, when he is serving the mission, and when he is hiding unyupist wounds. This is the second sign. Carry secrets, yes, but not to the point of forgetting yourself. Being a guardian of hidden truths, yes, but without letting these truths imprison you. Knowing how to listen to the invisible, yes, but without disconnecting from the visible world. Because you are here for a reason, and your soul only chose Scorpio because you knew you would endure the weight of this silence. And you also knew that at some point it would need to be broken, but just for you, and only when your heart says, now is the time. If you feel you carry truths you could never count, if you keep pain, visions, intuitions that do not fit in words, if you live surrounded by people who have no idea of the depth within you. So this may be the time to recognize this gift, to validate your listening, to honor this sacred silence that has protected you here. Comment down here if this made sense to you. I hear the invisible. Or if you feel you need to declare even stronger, write, my silence is my shield. These phrases create a seal, an energy field that connects you with other Scorpion souls that are awakening now. And you felt that this content spoke with your essence. Leave your like. This strengthens the video, spreads the message, and helps this mission reach those who also need to listen. And when the silence sets in and the pain has already shaped the soul, it is in this inner space that something even deeper begins to awaken. Intuition. Not that common intuition, based on logic or experience, but an almost supernatural perception that lives in Scorpio as an invisible radar, an always active energy sensor, always capturing, always translating what the eyes do not see. This is the third sign of the spiritual mission of those who carry this energy. Intuition as a weapon, as a guide, as a form of survival, and as a sacred protection tool, Scorpios present. They don't need something to happen to know that it is coming. They feel, in the body, in the chest, in the air, a subtle change, a strange movement, a vibration that changes direction. Scorpio knows when he is being observed, even if no one has said anything. Know how someone is lying, even if the words are correct. You know when a friendship is ruining, even if gestures are still affectionate. You know when a cycle is about to end, and you don't need proof, confirmation, or permission. Just know. And this sensitivity is not new. It is not something you learn. It is something that is brought, a spiritual heritage of other lives, other journeys, other dimensions. The Scorpion soul carries ancient records as codes of spiritual survival. They are memories printed at levels so deep that they are not accessed with thought, but with feeling, with shiver, with that something that no one explains, but which, for Scorpion, is clearer than any word. These perceptions do not come from a mental place, come from an energy place. Scorpio feels the hidden layers of reality, as if they were maps in Braille. He touches the frequencies of environments, even in silence. He feels when the other's heart is at war, even if he is smiling. And that makes it extremely sensitive, and often misunderstood. Because while others need evidence, Scorpio is already sure. While the others are starting to suspect, he has already concluded internally and is moving away. This gift may seem like a burden, especially when not understood, because Scorpion intuition does not come with manual. It just arrives. She pulsates. She shouts. And when ignored, he becomes anguish, insomnia, anxiety. It is not something that can be ignored for a long time. Who tries to shut up, gets sick. Who tries to rationalize too much, get lost. Because this intuition was given for a clear purpose, to protect and alert. The Scorpion soul came to decipher hidden codes, to identify invisible dangers, to recognize covered truths. Therefore, many Scorpions have a strong relationship with the mysteries, with the occult, with spirituality, with the study of energies, archetypes, subtle worlds, because they need to understand what they already feel. They need to name what they live. They need to find language to explain to others what to them is already evident. And when this intuition is consciously activated, it becomes a sword, a sharp blade that cuts illusions, which separates what is true from what is manipulated, which guides difficult decisions with millimeter accuracy. Scorpions who trust their intuition rarely make mistakes, because it comes from a place that is not limited by the laws of time. It is as if the soul is connected to the full, time spiritual plane, receiving signs, guidelines, warnings. How many times have you felt something strange before something happens? How many times have you had the impression that you needed to get out of a place or avoid a person, or say no to a proposal, and then found that somehow it protected you? How many times did you have dreams that looked more real than the day? How many times did you woke up with a strong feeling in your chest as if carrying a message that has not yet been revealed? This is your intuition talking. This is your Scorpion heritage manifesting. And the question is, do you trust it, or are you afraid of what you feel? Because many people with this intense energy end up choking their own intuition for fear of seeming strange, too mystical, exaggerated. But the truth is that the more you block this gift, the more distant you get from your mission. Your intuition is your compass. It is through her that her spiritual guides speak. It is through it that you move between the veils of reality. And no, you're not crazy. You are awakening. You are remembering. It is refining the ability your soul chose to carry before it was even born. You are feeling the call. And if it has come here, it is probably understood that this sensitivity is not weakness. It is power. And that this perception is not invention. It is legacy. So now, of all that has been said, there is only one question. What is your intuition telling you right now? Close your eyes for a moment. Breathe deep and listen, because maybe, only perhaps, you are about to receive the signal you expected so much. If you felt that this content spoke to you intimately, write here in the comments, "My intuition is my guide." Or if you want to seal even stronger this awakening, say, "I feel before I know." Each word written here reinforces this spiritual field that we are creating together. Leave your like so that this message can reach other souls awake, But there is a crucial point in this spiritual journey of Scorpion that almost no one speaks, and perhaps the most delicate of all, because with all this sensitivity, emotional depth, intuitive power, and hidden mission, there is also a very real risk, the risk of misalignment. And that risk begins exactly when Scorpio, tired of being misunderstood, tries to adapt to a world that was not made for him. When trying to behave like others, feel with the others, to live a superficial and linear life as if it could fit in a mold that was never yours. And it is at this point that the true spiritual danger reveals itself, because Scorpio didn't come to be normal. He did not come to smile when he is injured, nor to pretend lightness where there is depth. When he tries to follow the flow of other expectations, when he leaves his sacred silence, his sharp intuition, his ability to regenerate, he begins to disconnect from his own essence, and the soul, which was once a compass, begins to be confused. The dreams that once came like messages cease, the subtle signs become distant noises, and the path, once challenging but enlightened, becomes dark, heavy, and without direction. Dislocation does not happen overnight. It slowly settles, like a mist that covers the internal lighthouse. First comes tiredness for no reason, then the discouragement, then a feeling of empty even when everything seems right on the surface. This is when Scorpio begins to live only to survive, instead of living with purpose. This is when trying to please, control, avoid confrontation with pain itself. But Scorpio was not born to live on the surface. He was designed to dive, and only finds fullness when he accepts this dive as part of his destination. And it is no coincidence that at these times, many people who have strong Scorpion energy on the map begin to get sick, not only physically, but emotionally and spiritually. They lose their brightness in their eyes, enthusiasm, connection with the invisible. They feel lost, without faith, without direction, because your strength is not in living like everyone, is to honor what makes them different. It is in accepting the mission they bring in the blood, even when it requires renunciations, silence, firmness, loneliness, and courage. When Scorpio moves away from himself, the universe does not punish him, only temporarily suspends the spiritual channels, because access to the gifts that this sign carries depends on the connection with its inner truth. The gift is active when the soul is alive, and the soul only remains alive when it is respected, when it is fueled by aligned choices, by people who vibrate at the same level, by experiences that honor their depth. And if you feel that you have moved away from yourself, that you have lost your strength, your instinct, your faith, so you may be living this moment of spiritual alert. But the good news is that this sign is also a call, because Scorpion is never lost for good. He just falls asleep. He just distracted himself for a while. But the pain, this old journey companion, always comes to bring the memory, not as punishment, but as a compass, as a reminder, as a voice of the soul saying, "You diverted, back to you, back to your essence, back to what made you who you are." Because while other signs can easily adapt, Scorpion pays a high price when trying to deny its depth. And what happens when this return begins? Something almost magical. The dreams come back. The goosebumps become more frequent. Intuition rekindles itself. The signs reappear, sometimes in the form of repeated numbers, sometimes as by chance meetings, sometimes as confirmed spells. And the Scorpio begins to feel again that it is being guided, that is not alone, that there is something bigger driving, protecting, revealing the next step. This process of reconnection requires courage, because coming back to you also means confronting what was abandoned back there, the avoided truths, the wrong choices, the masks that were used to try to please the world. But Scorpio was born to tear his own illusions, to die and reborn, if necessary, to fall and get up stronger. And when he chooses this way back, not like who tries to fix himself, but as who is finally accepted, the energy returns, the power realizes, the mission is reactivated. Do you feel you moved away from who you really are? Who has been trying to please too much, fit too much, silence too much, that no longer hears the signs as before? So maybe this is the message your soul expected, a call to stop, breathe, to remember, and start over, because you don't have to be like the others. You didn't come for it, and each time you try to be, you decrease. and the world loses one of the most transformative forces that exist. Your presence awakens. If these words played a deep place in you, comment below, "I'm coming back to me." Or if you felt that this message spoke directly to your soul, write, "My pain is my compass." These sentences are more than words. They are spiritual pacts, realignment seals. And when writing, you not only recognize your essence, you start to activate it. Leave your like if this message made sense to you. This helps spread the truth to other Scorpion souls who may still be living in the silence of misalignment. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, this is the moment. And when Scorpion finally reunites its essence, when it returns to the point of origin of its own soul, something powerful begins to happen. Not explosive as the world expects, but in a deep, slow, and irreversible way. Energy begins to reorganize. Intuition, once muffled, manifests again tightly. The now sacred silence is a space of revelation again. Pain, once lived as weight, begins to be understood as a seed, and it is at this moment that the Scorpio begins to access what has always been kept, its hidden mission. Scorpion did not come into the world to be one more. He did not incarnate to follow the ordinary script, to live a life without purpose or repeating inherited standards. Scorpio was born with a specific call, a call that goes beyond the logic, which crosses generations, which resonates in invisible plans. He came to transmute not only the story itself, but also that of all who cross their way. Where Scorpio passes, nothing remains the same. Your presence provokes. It bothers you. Wake up, because there is something in your energy that touches the unconscious of others. He activates memories. He widens what was hidden. He reveals what needs to be healed. And this is not an easy task, because most people still live anesthetized, attached to illusions, trapped in repetitions. And when they come across someone who vibrates out of this frequency, who does not accept lies, who does not pretend lightness, who sees what is behind the smile, they resist. Therefore, Scorpion is often seen as intense, too suspicious, too mysterious. But what few know is that this intensity is a gift. This distrust is a shield. This mystery is a veil that is only removed by those ready to see what's on the other side. The Scorpio soul carries ancient wisdom. Wisdom that is not learned in books, which is not obtained from diplomas, which is not on the surface. It is the wisdom that comes from many lives, of spiritual battles waged in silence, from experiences that left marks not visible to the eyes, but felt in the energy. And this wisdom manifests itself in simple gestures, in the way Scorpio protects those who love even when it says nothing, in the way you present when something is wrong before any external signal appears, in the way it plays the other with words that seem to come from a place that is not in this world. This is why so many people feel that Scorpion knows too much, and this feeling sometimes scares, because not everyone is prepared to look in the mirror that Scorpio represents. Not everyone is ready to see their own wounds reflected in the look of someone who has faced them. But that is precisely why Scorpio is a living key among the worlds. He lives on the border, between the visible and the invisible, between what was and what is yet to come. He is bridge. He is passage. He is the warning that something needs to change and will change. Scorpio's hidden mission involves breaking ancestral cycles, wounds that did not start in him, but he feels like his own, pains that cross their lineage, their family, their ancestors, traumas that were not resolved, but that his soul assumed as part of his purpose. He feels the weight of ancestry. He dreams of voices he never heard. He cries for pain that did not live directly, but pulsates into his cells. And when he begins to heal these wounds, when he is dedicated to turning his own pain into conscience, he begins to free everyone who came before him. He doesn't know how, just know he needs to do. Scorpio is the force that plunges into the dark to bring light, that faces chaos to restore the spiritual order, that crosses one's own inner hell to find the truest within you, and then back to show others that this is possible. He didn't come to please, came to confront. It came to illuminate, came to heal. But your cure is not made with sweet words. It is made with presence, with firm look, with raw truth, with energy that cleans even what the other tried to hide. And maybe now you understand why your existence bothers you. It's not because you make a mistake, you feel too much or think too much. It is because your soul has seen too much, already know too much. It already carries codes within itself that other souls are still trying to wake up. You are a mirror of what people have not accepted in themselves. You are a living memory that depth exists, that the invisible is real, that the soul has plans that the mind does not yet understand. If you feel out of place, strange, lonely, maybe it's because you are still surrounded by people who don't recognize your frequency, but they exist. They are awakening, and maybe without realizing it, you are being the catalyst of this awakening. Your presence, even in silence, can activate entire realities within someone. Does not underestimate the impact of who you are. Do not hide what you carry, and it does not decrease to fit where your soul has never been called to bow. If this passage touched its essence, comment below, "I am a bridge between the worlds." Or, if you prefer something more direct, writes, "My presence transforms." These phrases are not just comments, they are energy stamps, spiritual statements that strengthen your mission and help other Scorpion souls recognize yours as well. Leave your like if this content reminded you of who you are, and if you are not subscribed to the channel yet, this is your time. And now that you have come here, you may be feeling what does not translate into words, but that it pulses hard inside your chest, as if your soul has just remembered something essential, not a new learning but an old truth, a truth that always lived inside, even when you tried to ignore, run, or silence. Did you notice? What we have said so far was not about common astrology, about superficial signs. It was about energy, spiritual mission, soul and destiny. It was about recognizing that Scorpio is not just what horoscopes say. Scorpio is a deep call, a force that exists within rare, prepared beings, marked by something invisible, but extremely real. And this recognition is more than information. He is a portal, because from the moment you see yourself in what was said, you can no longer return to the previous state. Something awakens, something reactivates, something aligns itself, and you feel, not here, in the head, but there, where the words don't arrive, there in the silent center of his soul, where his gifts, his wounds, his cycles, and his mission live. Now it all starts to make sense. The pains, the silences, the breaks, the intense dreams, the cycles that were repeated until you understood that it was not unlucky, it was cut. The tiredness of pretending to be like the others, the need to control, to hide, to protect something you couldn't even name yourself. It was that. You felt all this because you were trying to survive in a world that does not understand the depth of your spirit. But now you know. And knowing, you can choose, hide again, or accept that your soul has been marked. Choose to ignore, or put yourself at the service of the purpose that brought you here. Because yes, you were marked, and it was no coincidence. This brand is not a wound, it is a seal, a reminder that you carry something rare. Such an intense spiritual energy that when awakening transforms everything around. Your silence heals, your gaze reveals, your intuition protects, and his presence, even if misunderstood, is the bridge between two worlds, the world of what is visible and the world of what is yet to be revealed. You may not even notice, but your simple existence already interferes with the environments, already awakens in others what they themselves were denying. His Scorpio energy, when he accepts, becomes a torch in the hands of someone who crosses a tunnel. It is not about shining for others to see. It is about illuminating the way from the inside out. And this is not done with effort. It is done with truth, with alignment, with the courage to be who you are. And at that moment, after all that has been said, after all your soul absorbed in silence, I want to invite you to seal this awakening, to turn this listening into a spiritual ritual, to declare to the universe and to yourself that you accept what you carry. It is not a simple comment. It is a pact, a confirmation that you are ready to walk in alignment with your true essence. Comment now down here, "I accept my essence." Or if you felt that this message spoke straight to your heart, write, "I was marked by the invisible." These words carry a vibration. They are keys that activate memories. They are stamps that bind you to a collective spiritual field, the field of those who came with purpose, those who know they are not just here to live, but to transform. And every time you declare it, you strengthen not only your journey, but also that of all who are awakening along with you. Leave your like if this video made sense. If he touched you, if he reminded you of something you didn't know you needed to remember. And if it is not already subscribed to the channel, this is the moment, because this journey is just beginning. And each new video is a new piece of this spiritual map that we are building together. If you got here, that was no coincidence. Your soul brought you to the end because something inside you recognized the truth of this call. And so, I want to ask you 3 simple things, but they make all the difference in this spiritual journey that we are treading together. First, subscribe to the channel right now. Here, each video is a piece of a larger revelation, and I want to walk with you step by step, sign the sign, layer by layer, until you completely remember who you really are. So activates notifications too, so you don't miss any new portal we open here. Second, if you really felt this video, if he talked to you, if he touched what no one sees, he brought clarity about something you carried silently, leaves your like. This helps YouTube to deliver this content to more people who, like you, are also awakening. It is a simple but powerful gesture. It's a way of saying, this message needs to reach souls. And lastly, he comments down here, I arrived until the end because my soul asked for it. This phrase is your seal. It is your confirmation ritual. You are saying, with all the letters, that you are aware of your way, and that it is ready to go deeper. Oh, and before you leave, the next video is already waiting for you, here on the left side of the screen. It brings revelations about the sign of Sagittarius that will further open its understanding of the spiritual mission of the Zodiac. Click now and continues the journey, because your soul still has a lot to remember. I hope you there.